Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding, y'all. What's going on, my boy? So we barely just missed the entry on GBPUSD right here. Then gold did a nice retest also. So we got a few subs we're looking at. We didn't go live yesterday, but gold and GU did end up going as projected in the New York price watch list if you're a playmaker in the signal room. Also, things are going as projected so far from the Sunday chart analysis this week, so make sure to check that out if you have not already. The raffle is going to be taking place tomorrow during the London session live. Some of y'all have been commenting, but some of y'all been spam commenting. Okay, I told you no spam. Hopefully y'all was reading this. You got to read the fine print over here, right? But also some of y'all have been commenting, but you have not claimed your comments. So if you've been commenting, again, make sure to DM me on TikTok or Instagram with the screenshots so I can add y'all's names to the raffles. Alright? It's gonna be taking place tomorrow. So if y'all don't DM me and send me the info, I don't know how y'all want me to put your name into the raffle. Alright? So we're about to see what the charts got in store for us. New 15 just popped up. New 15 just popped up. Let me know if y'all can hear me good. Let me know if y'all can hear me good. Because I'm about to test it out. I did have a big ass storm last night, but we're about to test something out. But right now we're looking at gold and we're looking at GBPUSD 6B. Volume's good, perfect. What's going on, Blaine? What's going on, Connor? So yeah, so with gold right here, we're gonna be looking to see if we can retest and maintain 44.78 as support, or we're gonna look for a BCR right here at 45.02. At the GBPUSD, we're gonna look to see if we need a retest and if we can maintain 36.05 as support, or if we can BCR hold 36.20 as support. That is the game plan. That is the game plan. Not NAS. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Not NAS today. Not NAS today. We're gonna talk about it in a second. Not gonna lie, bro. I lost one today for the first time in a good minute and fall by all my rules, so I can't be upset. So now you know how I feel. Actually, you almost know how I feel, right? So imagine we win like 5 trades in a row, or we win 2 weeks in a row, and then we take 1 loss, and I got motherfuckers cussing me out. You know what I mean? So with this strategy, you do get a little bit spoiled, right? Because we win so much more than most people, right? So losses hit harder to us sometimes if we don't remember, one, that we can't win every single trade, but also if we don't understand why price did what it did. But like you said, you followed your rules, right? Losses are going to happen. I'm okay with taking a loss if, like you said, I followed my rules. I'm okay with taking a loss because one loss is not going to blow my account. You see what I mean? I'm okay with taking a loss because my winners are bigger than my losers. So not only did that loss, correct me if I'm wrong, did not destroy your account, but also all it takes is one win to cancel out that loss, or from your previous wins, you still have a hella cushion from that loss. You see what I mean? That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Like I tell people all the time, once you get the strategy down, then we can fully focus on what trading is at the end of the day, right? Because trading at the end of the day is investing, right? Investing is math. But we can't get to the math part until we got to learn all this quote unquote boring shit. You know what I'm saying? Market structure, price action, all that good shit. But I got you. We're gonna talk about why we're not looking at NAS in a little bit. Just give me 1 second. Make sure I like the live. Hop up in here, subscribe if you have not already. We're almost at 6,800 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get to that, yo. Let's go ahead and get to that. Got a new video dropping for later on today on YouTube, and I got some new posts lined up for y'all on TikTok today as well. What's going on, Jordan? Nah, facts. That's the reason why my buffer is bigger than. Yep. Hey, motherfucker. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. So, like I said, I'm about to test something out in a second, but I got you. Right? I'm not gonna make you wait because I'm trying to do some shit. So, the reason why we're not looking at NAS100, it all comes down to market structure. Right? So, like I talk about a lot of the times, and play many words also during the TikTok lives, right? You only want to go for high probability, high quality stuff. You only want to trade it for a clean, clear uptrend or a clean, clear downtrend, right? When we look at NAS100. When we look at NAS100, we had a higher low, we had a higher high, right? This is why the playbook's so important, right? We had the higher high right here. We had the higher low right here, right? You see what happened here? You see what's going on here. So you got your copy of the playbook. You know why we're not doing for buys as of yet. If you don't got your copy of the playbook, get your copy of the playbook. But that's why we're not looking for setups on NAS right now. We're going to let NAS do its thing. We'll go back to it tomorrow, depending on how price plays out today, and then determine if we're going to touch it. But as far as today and tomorrow, we don't really have any high impact. I mean, we do have an 830 user bit as an orange folder right now. We'll see if that changes. But yeah, so that's why we're not looking at NAS100 right now. Exactly. Support respects, resistance rejects. Exactly, exactly. Shout out to those that was in the live yesterday. New 15 just popped up. So again, y'all, we're just chilling, patiently waiting. So we know what the game plan is, so we just gotta wait, y'all. Again, we know what we're looking for. So now we just gotta wait for price to meet our confirmations and to come to us. That's all we gotta do. We're just gotta wait for price to meet our confirmations and to come to us. Yesterday, GU and gold did some nice pushes. So I see we're gonna look for continued buys here. So again, with GU, we're either gonna look for price to retest 3605, or we're gonna look for a BCR right here. We're just chilling, patiently waiting, y'all. Just chilling, patiently waiting. Let's see how price reacts to this level here. Let's see how price reacts to this level here. As far as how we're doing so far this week, we went 1-0 yesterday. We caught this nice 1-7 RR setup on GBPUSD. Today's Thursday, damn. Tuesday, we caught a gold setup, nice 1-2 RR. And then Monday, we went 1-1. So we are, what's that, 3-1, 4-1 for the week? Which isn't too bad. You said, question, I'm buying the Playmaker University tomorrow for London. Can you explain to me and everybody else what it comes with? Yeah, I got you. So with Playmaker University, it comes with everything, right? So I teach my full trading strategy. Y'all can't see that on the TikTok side. I'm gonna have to move my screen over. But I'll show you my full TikTok strategy. I'm not my TikTok strategy. I'll show you my full trading strategy. But before I show you my trading strategy, I show you how to read the charts. So it's a lot deeper than when we go live on TikTok. So I show you how to read the chart step by step. You get the playbook for free as my other books for free. And then you get my trading strategy, access to the student member group chat. And then for life, you get daily analysis and game plans, right? So not only do I teach you how to fish, but I show you where to cast your line every single day. So not only do you know the full trading strategy, how to read the charts, but every day you still have me in your corner guiding you on setups that I'm looking for every day and setups you could possibly look for every day. So yeah, that's what that stuff comes with. That's what that stuff comes with. So we just broke this level right here. So now we're going to wait for the BCR. About to look and see if we can hold this level as support. If we could hold 3620 as support, we could look for buys right here. All right, new 5 minute just popped up. So we're about to wait for the BCR to break, close, retest. About to see if we can BCR right here. About to see if we can BCR right here. How many points is your stop loss usually? It's not a magic number. It's based on a market structure. There is a range on average because you're not consistently going for similar setups. But when I'm placing my stop loss, I'm not like, it needs to be this many points, this many pips. It's based on the market structure. It's also based on how much wiggle room I want to have or not. All right, so it's based on a few variables. But it's ultimately based on market structure, right? I don't want my stop loss to be too tight, so I get wicked out. Because the main reason why people get wicked out a lot is because the stop loss is way too tight, or they entered too early or too late. Good question, though. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? About to see if we can get a BCR right here. About to see if we can get a BCR. Gold, we still got some work to do. We're in between zones right now, so we're either looking for a retest right here or a BCR right here. I know I'm usually not live on TikTok around this time. I just want to see what's going on. Right? I want to see if we can get some more people. We're usually live at this time on here. I just want to see if we got people on TikTok at this time. Make sure to hit, if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit the link in the description. If you're on TikTok, make sure to click the link in the bio, click the second link and join the free trading crash course, the free room. Alright, if the links do not work, just DM me after the live is over and I got y'all. If you're on YouTube, you see how we did last month and last quarter. Last month we had an 81% win rate. Quarter two we had an 87% win rate. I don't think that's true. I gotta fix that. But as far as how we're doing so far this month, we've been averaging 80% win rates all month so far. All week so far this month. Last month we went 26 wins, 6 losses, 81% win rate. And then June we did the same thing, 23 wins, 3 losses, 88% win rate. Just picking up where we left off because quarter two we went 69 wins, 10 losses, gives an 87% win rate. So we've been doing this literally since 2022, averaging 80 to 90% win rate. Make sure to check all that stuff out. So it was like GU's pushing, but we're still gonna stick to the game plan, y'all. We're still gonna stick to the rules. What you gotta understand is that it's okay for price to take off without you, right? Price is gonna take off without you. Price is gonna stay and wait for you sometimes. The goal is to take your setups. That's all I care about. I'm only taking my setup. So a price takes off, but it didn't show my setup. It is what it is. The price takes off, but I missed the entry. It is what it is. So we're gonna look for a retest right here, though. And plus, the day is just getting started. There ain't no rush to jump into the trade. The day is just getting started. As far as news today, though, we don't really have anything going on. So we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. What minimum one? 15-minute time frame. 15 minute. I enter on the 5 and 15. You said wait for the link to load. You mentioned, wait. Hold on. mentioned that a couple times. Playing the raise being played. I don't know what you mean. I might have been talking about TikTok. Cause I'm on live with TikTok right now too. Let me read the next part. It's being paid by payouts. Playmaker videos is being paid by payouts. When I first started, didn't have it like that. Yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to you, my boy. Yeah, that thing's taking off without us, but it is what it is. We're still gonna wait for the setup. Still gonna wait for our setup. Those just joined the stream, we have not entered anything yet. These are just trade ideas. We have not entered anything yet. We're waiting for my confirmations. Waiting for my confirmations. If y'all want to see the full screen, go to the bio. If you're on TikTok, we're on YouTube right now as well. Yeah, I could. Like, I got a lot of testimony. I just don't be posting them for real. I gotta get better at that. I ain't gonna cap. That is a good idea, though. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. But you can ask questions on TikTok also. I'm looking at the TikTok chat also. But yeah, it could change going into the New York session. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just looking at golden GBPUSD right here. As of right now, I'm just looking at golden GBPUSD. And this thing's fucking ripping. But we didn't get a retest, so it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're gonna see how price reacts right here. And let me get this off the screen so y'all can see what we got going on. Alright, because clearly this thing's gonna keep on pushing. So at least I was right to go for buys, but again, I didn't take the setup because my confirmations weren't met. It's very important for y'all to build the muscle of being okay with price taking off without you, because that's also what leads to a bunch of inconsistent trades. Because if you break your rules today, what's to stop you from breaking your rules tomorrow? What's to stop you from breaking your rules next week? You know what I mean? We got a new 15, a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. Yeah, so I think it's pushed. So what we're gonna be looking for, we're still gonna be looking for buys, of course, but again, we're just waiting for the retest. We're just waiting for the retest. I don't even think it did a retest on the 5 minute. Yeah, it did it. It didn't even do a retest on the 5 minutes, so it is what it is. But I see the gold's gonna wake up. Can you explain what my thought process was when I saw that big reversal by gold last night? It didn't trade. Yeah, we can talk about it. So let me pull up another chart really quick. That's a good question. Let me pull it up really quick. You're about to make me pull out the playbook. Give me 1 second. Right, so it all goes back down to last week, right? So we're looking at gold right here, right? So you said, can you explain what your thought process was when you saw that big reversal by gold last night? I didn't trade. So I'm live every day on YouTube, but Yesterday we didn't go live during London session, right? And the reason why was, like I said right here, oh no, that's not right. Had big reversals, retracements take place. We'll just go back to New York session, right? And then we went back to New York session, and guess what happened? We caught a nice gold buy setup, as well as a nice GBPUSD, buy setup, right? So that's why I left it alone, because again, a lot of people was probably going to go for sales and then got fucked up going into New York session because of that, right? That's why I always say you want to go for what makes the most sense, right? You want to go for what makes the most sense, right? So we look at price right here. This was Wednesday last week. So this was a week ago last week, right? So we can see that we're in an uptrend. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Whoops, get out of here. This is the higher high right here, boom. This is the higher low right here, boom. Right? And just like the playbook talks about, we got a reversal. You about to make me pull the book out. Let me pull the book out really quick. Hold on. I should have already had it out to be real, but it's out now. All right. So let's go to the rules of the uptrend, because again, we need to know if the uptrend is going to continue or not. All right. We need to know if the uptrend is going to continue or not. And on TikTok, y'all can't even see that shit. Now y'all can see it, right? So like it says right here, for the uptrend to continue, we have to what? Respect the support level the higher low is resting on, right? So we can clearly see that we're not holding that level as support. So then we go to the next part, right? Rejections, reversals happen, but does not always mean the trend is going to change. As long as price does not turn the support level into a resistance and or make a lower low, we're still in an uptrend looking for buys, right? So we did not turn the support level into resistance or make a lower low, right? So this is how price was Thursday last week. And that's why Friday price ended like this, right? And that's why if you were in the free room, first link in this, click the link in the description or link in the bio, click the second link and join the free room. That is why at the beginning of the week, Sunday night, I told y'all we was looking for gold buys, right? Sunday night, I told you I was looking for gold buys. Now, why did I say we're looking for gold buys, even though price looking like it's about to go timber? Because we technically are still in an uptrend, because as we can see, we closed back above the support level the higher low is resting on, right? So that's how we ended Friday. That's how we ended Friday. And that's why Monday, we made some motherfucking money on gold, right? And then Tuesday, price reversal. This is the new higher high. And then we reversed on Tuesday, right? We reversed on Tuesday. So that's why last night, or Wednesday, I should say, not last night, yesterday, Wednesday, that's why we didn't go live. Because again, I want to only trade if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend, right? Only want to buy if we're in an uptrend, and I only want to sell if we're in a downtrend. So reversals, break of structures, change of character, that's why I say throw that shit in the garbage, because that does not mean uptrend or downtrend. That does not mean trend change, right? But at the same time, I'm still not going to go for a buy setup because we're clearly not making higher lows, higher highs. But I'm also not going to go for a sell setup yet because we're not making lower highs, lower lows. You see what I mean? So this is when you have to patiently wait to see what side the coin price lands on. This is where a lot of people get fucked up at, because they'll see a setup like this or market structure like this and then take a trade. And that's when you see these people all go online and talk about price action is bad. Right? That's why I say all the time, if price action is bad, why take a setup, right? Price action doesn't just magically get bad as soon as you take a trade. That does not happen 9 times out of 10. That happens 1 time out of 10, right? Most of the time when people talk about price action is bad, they saw shitty market structure, but they wanted or needed to take a trade, so they forced a setup, and now they're mad at the world because they took a shitty setup. You see what I mean? So when I don't see a clean uptrend or downtrend, I don't force a setup or take a trade. So that's why we didn't touch it London session, but we touched it again New York session, because as we can see, when New York session popped off, what did gold do, right? So everybody that was probably trying to go for sales last night, London session or pre-New York, because we had this low being treated as resistance, what happened going into New York session? This is literally 8 o'clock open. New York open 8 o'clock. Look how the volume kicked in and shot to the upside. This is when the people be like, oh, this is the buyers taking over. That's why I say when you go to the bigger time frame, you realize all this buyer and seller concept is just volume from the bigger time frame kicking in, right? So this wasn't the buyers and sellers kicking in. This was the uptrend still being valid, because again, as long as we don't turn the support level into resistance or make a lower low, we're what? Still in an uptrend, still looking for buys. You see what I'm saying? So we did not make a downtrend. That's why I did not go for sells, but we also wasn't making clear higher highs, higher lows, which is why I didn't go for buys yet. You see what I mean? And that's why price ended up flipping back up yesterday, and everybody was confused as hell, But if you was a playmaker, you know I told y'all asses to go for buys New York session, and I took a buy setup on gold as well, right? So that's why price ended up flying back up to the upside, because again, don't breakout trade, wait for the what? This is why I tell y'all to wait for the BCR. This is why I tell y'all to wait for the BCR. Wait for the BCR to break, close, retest. Always, always, always. I'm telling you, the BCR is going to save y'all some motherfucking money. I'm telling y'all, the BCR is going to save y'all some bread. Alright, but yeah, that's why we didn't trade last night. Good question. So now we got a retest about to possibly take place. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower, though. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower. YouTube answering questions in the chat as well. I promise I'm not just talking to myself. All right, so let's see if we can get a retest right here. We got the break close. Let's see if we can get the retest right here. Let's see if we can hold this level of support. If GBPUSD 6B on the future side can hold 3620 support, we can look for buys right here. That is the game plan. We're going to be looking for buys right here, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. I'm going to do one question. It's all good. I'm telling you, because I guarantee other people are curious or have similar questions. That's why I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? So now y'all can't even see this shit. I had moved it because I thought it was going to keep pushing up. Let me put it back up here so you can see what I'm looking at. Alright, so let's see if we can get a retest right here, y'all. Let's see if we can get a retest right here. Gold's still kind of dancing in between zones. I like this, though. I like this. I like the. So you see why I didn't care? Because imagine if you would have FOMO so hard and price shot up here, and you would have been like, oh my God, it's about to take off without me. There goes your RR. There goes your RR. That's why I say, just stick to the game plan. Now we got a nice retest. And now we have a higher likelihood if we can hold this level of support and going our direction. That's what I'm telling y'all. Just stick to the game plan. Just stick to the game plan. I'm telling y'all, just stick to the game plan. I'm telling y'all, just stick to the game plan. Make sure to like the live if you have not already and subscribe if you have not. If you're on TikTok, tap that motherfucking screen. Tap that motherfucking screen. But yeah, I like this right here. I'm in this. I'm in this. I'm in this. Alright, just sent the signal out to the signal room. Yeah, we're in this right here. Again, y'all, just wait for the BCR. Just stick to the game plan. We ain't miss a damn thing. We ain't miss a damn thing. Alright, let's go make some motherfucking bread, y'all. Let's see if this is gonna push up. Let's see if this is gonna push up. I'm super new, but just curious, is there a way to get rid of the delays? In Q1 was crazy behind. So that's the thing. The futures brokers and TradingView is greedy as hell. Okay, so they make y'all pay for no delays. On the Forex side, you don't got to do that shit. So here's a little, well, I would never say that, right? So there is no way to get around it. You just have to pay for it. So you either got to pay for it with your broker or pay for it with on TradingView, which is unfortunate. There's no getting around it. I can get around it because I trade Forex. So Forex, before the great shift, and if you're overseas, you can still trade futures, crypto, stocks, and Forex all on one broker, right? So I trade Forex prop firms as well as personal accounts. So I can just look at NAS100 on the Forex side or gold on the Forex side and see what's happening in real time. Now, are the prices different on the future side? Absolutely, right? That's why if you're in the signal room or if you're in the free room, that's why when you see I call a Forex or future setup, it's two different symbols, right? Now, GBPUSD and 6B, this is one of the hacks, right? GBPUSD and 6B are the same exact prices. So if you just go to the GBPUSD chart, it's literally like the same exact price as 6B. Speaking of that, we're about to make some motherfucking money. We just hit TP1, y'all. We just hit TP1. But yeah, there's no getting around it. Like I said, they're just greedy as hell. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. It's unfortunate though. I just have a loophole because I trade both. You know what I mean? All I gotta do is just adjust the prices on NQ and gold from the Forex prices, which is what you'll see. For example, with this gold setup, right? That's why you see the Forex setup is a different price versus the future setup is a different price, because the prices are different, because these are some fucked up people. The prices are drastically different, and then you got to pay for a delay. How's the Forex side the price $43.92, but then on GC on the future side is $44.46? That's a big ass difference. But you know, like I said, I'm just the messenger. But we just hit TP1, ladies and gentlemen. We just hit TP1, so we are making some motherfucker right again, y'all. Just wait for your setup. Y'all saw a perfect example of a BCR right here, and why we just want to just stick to the game plan. That's a nasty wick right there, y'all. That's what it looks like on the 5 minute. Nice retest right there. Makes appreciate that, no problem. Do you think it's worth getting a higher trading view account for that, or get a something like that? Yeah, so you know, just like unfortunately, at some point you're gonna have to pay for trading view anyways, right? So that's why when you pay for trading view, they ask you, hey, do you want to pay for you want to add on the delays or the CME delay real time shit? Because you have to pay for trading view at some point, especially if you're serious about trading. But what I'll say is, if you're still new to trading, don't be in a rush to do that. Just practice on the demo account broker, and just practice the market structure on TradingView. But yeah, but if you are trading futures, you are going to have to give that bread up, unfortunately. What's going on, y'all? If y'all want to see the full screen, go here. But I'm answering y'all's questions on TikTok too. You said I don't know if my chart is messed up, which is kind of because it's choppy. But the price you put in the signal far below the future side, is it? Let me double check real quick, because if it is, let me adjust it. Cause I was just saying it was the same price. If it's different, let me fix that real quick. What the price looking like right here? These are old levels, right? I gotta delete all this shit. So we're at 36.24. It's showing the same for me, unless your broker's showing something different. What's the current price for 6B? Because I don't got my futures thing. I think all the charts are just. Oh, well, that's not a fucking. I don't even, like, who be making these charts? That's what I'll be wondering too. Like, who didn't finish the coding on the chart? That's what I'll be wanting to know sometimes. Cause I'll be like, what the hell is that? What's the price for it? Because for me, it was showing the same thing. It's not the same? Damn, it's different today then. What's the price on it? What's the price on it? Because for me, it's showing the same. So it might be different on the broker. See, look, I was just saying I got away with it. Now they're about to make me pay for the future shit now. Because on my end, it's showing the same on TradingView. So if the prices are different, I might not be able to send the future signal for that one no more. Because I know the prices are different for NQ and gold, but that also shows on my end on TradingView. On my end on TradingView, it's showing like the exact same prices. That's why I'm like confused as hell. Because obviously got a delay, but besides the delay, like we go into the 15-minute time frame. Besides the delay, the shit's looking the exact same. So hit me up and let me know so I can either try to figure out what chart I need to look at or stop calling the future setup for it, because it looks the exact same. So I don't know, and the prices are the exact same, right? Like this just says 36.22. This is at 36.24, but like I said, it's a slight delay. But let me know so I can fix that. But we are on profit on this right now. As right now, we're on profit on this. But the prices are different. Let me know so I can stop doing that shit. As far as 6B. You're talking about at the time of signal. That's why. Okay, so that's what you're talking about. Yeah, so when I put my entry, okay, I see what you're talking about now. So my entry is the price I enter that. So most signal rooms, they say buy or sell. I don't say buy or sell because this ain't financial advice, but also because I'm telling you what I'm doing, right? That's why I go live and explain shit, so you're like, okay, this makes sense. I'm not gonna just blindly do what you're doing. That's why I break this shit down. But that's why I say bought, or if I sell, that's why I say sell. Right now, we've been buying lately, but let me see if I can find a sell example so I can show what I'm talking about. That's what it is. You had me about to freak out for a second. No, that's just simply the market's not waiting for y'all to take a setup. That's all that is, right? Just like right here, I say sold, right? So my entry is literally where I enter that. So when I say entry, that is my entry. So what you want to do is either understand that's my entry and yours is either going to be a little bit higher or lower than mine's, or wait for price to get close to or back at my entry. You see what I mean? All right, so you had me freaking out for a second, but that's all it is, right? Because price ain't gonna wait for nobody. Price don't wait for me either. So yeah, so when I say entry, that's my entry. So either just know, okay, that's where you enter that, or wait for price to come back to that entry point, or know if you took a trade that is gonna be slightly above or below my entry point. That's what that is, right? So when I say entry, that's literally where I enter that. That's why I say bought or sold instead of buy, sell. You see what I mean? Because this is real time, real life. I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing every day. You know what I mean? Am I late to the party? No, you're not, my boy. No, you're not, my boy. I mean, a little bit. We are in a trade right now, but, we're going to be live for a little bit longer. We're going to be live for a little bit longer. Again, those on TikTok, you want to see the full screen. We're live on YouTube right now as well. And for those that are like, who the hell are you talking to? I'm talking to the folks on YouTube as well as you're on TikTok. What's my take on US30? That shit just made all-time highs the other day, so I wasn't looking at it. So let's take a look at it. I haven't looked at that shit in a minute. Let's see what's going on with US30. So US30 is in a downtrend. US30 is in a downtrend at this moment. It made all-time, which is also interesting because US30 and the S&P 500 made all-time highs, but NAS100 on the other hand did not break or make all-time highs, which is what I find interesting, right? NQ and S&P broke the all-time highs. I mean, US30 S&P broke all-time highs, but NAS100 didn't break the all-time highs. It almost did, but it didn't do it, which is interesting. But yeah, but US30 is in a downtrend. It's a funky as hell downtrend, but it's a downtrend. But yeah, so I'm not personally touching it, but that's what's going on with US30. We made all-time highs, and now we're slowly retracing. But like I said, that's a funky looking downtrend. So be interested to see what price does. All right, we are still at TP1. Let's see if we can hit TP2. Currently, we're at a nice 1-to-1 RR setup. Yeah, futures and options charts are gappy as hell. I wonder if that's gonna change a little bit because, like I said, like it's just so funny because like I know y'all been seeing it too. Like everybody's been talking about like the NAS100 and shit. I'm like, that's kind of been a thing on my end, but I know it hasn't been like a thing on the options or future side. But I also gotta do more research because it's making it seem like you're able to actually buy or sell the asset NAS100. and stock exchange wise as well. But if it's just day trading, like that's been a thing. But if it's saying like at night we can actually buy portions of the NASDAQ, that's something different. But if it's just day trading, like that's been a thing besides with options. Yeah, but with some of the playmakers, I'm gonna go into the group chat later if I remember, or if not, just let me know in the group chat now. Like, tell me like what the prices are looking like on 6B versus GU, and that way for future signals I can make sure it's good. But if that was just the one issue, then that's probably what it was. But I still want to make sure everybody's good on the future side too. You see your top stop broker is way off. Yeah, so we can talk about it on the back end so I can make sure those things are good. But besides the gaps, like the market structure should be the same. It's just like for example, if we pull up SPY, it'll be funny if I'm wrong as hell, but let's find out, right? Let's pull up SPY, right? SPY is gappy as hell. And let's see if S&P 500 looks the same. Now I've done this before and it did, but I haven't done this in a minute, so we're about to find out if it's still valid or not. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Yeah, so you look at SPY, Gap City. You look at the SPX 500 on Forex, not Gap City. Why? Because the markers on Forex side are open 23 hours of the day, 5 days a week. Versus options, they're only open like what, during New York session and shit. So that's why it'd be hella gappy. That's why futures are gappier than Forex as well, because of that main reason. That's also why like on the weekend, like Friday and Sunday's candle are fucking off as hell. It's also because of the delay and the shit like that. Let's see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. See what this next 5 and 15 looks like. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. If you're on YouTube, make sure to click that link in the description, join the free student, free Telegram. If you're on TikTok, click that link in the bio, click the first and second link, join the free trading crash course in the free room. If the links do not work, just DM me after live is over, and I got you. So what are we this week? So we're 1-0 today. Went 1-0 yesterday, so that's 2-0. I'm so terrible with fucking time, it's ridiculous. Hold on, y'all. I'm terrible with dates and time. Fucking, we're 1-0 today. Yesterday was the 19th. We're 2-0. 18th was Wednesday. 3-0. Then, 1-1. So that's 4-1. I feel like I'm missing a setup. It is late, y'all. So we're either 4-1 or 5-1 this week. I gotta do the math later. I feel like I'm missing a trade setup or two. I feel like we're missing a trade setup. So hold on 1 second, y'all, because I'm fucking terrible with the shit. But this is why I document it, because, you know what I'm saying? So Monday was the 17th. Did I post a recap on Monday? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. So Monday we went 1-1, Tuesday 2-1, Wednesday 3-1. Okay, we're 4-1. All right, y'all, we're 4-1. So we're about to hit TP2 too. We're about a pip away from hitting TP2. About a pip away from hitting TP2. Let's see if we can hit it. Let's see if we can hit it. Shout out to everybody alive. Shout out to everybody alive. There we go. Oh, no, it's getting, we're almost there. There we go. TP2 just got hit. Let the members know. I gave one of the entry SLTPs. Y'all know what to do. Join the signal room. But yeah, smooth. Not bad, right? So the entirety of us waiting for the setup and taking the setup. Because what time did we go live? We went live 3:12. All right, so we've been on the chart since 3:12. We took this setup at 3:53. Okay, so it took us about 40 minutes today for our confirmation to be met, and then from us taking the trade to where we're at right now is been about 20-30 minutes. Okay, that's how you calculate how long you've been in trade. Because I'm tired of these people saying, "Oh, I was in trade for 5 minutes." Okay, how long was you on the charts? Fuck how long you was in a trade. How long was you waiting for the setup? That's what's important as well, right? Because that's why so many people be in such a rush to be in and out of trades, or they think they're doing something wrong because all these clickbaity videos. Oh, I was in a trade for 45 seconds. Okay, how long was you waiting for the setup though? Right. So this entire process was literally an hour. This entire process was an hour waiting for the setup, and currently at a almost 1 or 2 hour setup. We've done this in an hour total. So an hour of our time, it's not that bad to make some motherfucking bread. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Right, and again, this will be considered a scalp because we've been in this trade for 20 minutes. But again, y'all, no 30-second time frame, no 1 minute time frame, no going for reversals. Again, still just based on the overall market structure on the bigger time frame. Very important, very important. What's the lesson today? Right now we're live trading. I mean, it's still a lesson to learn because you're still learning some shit, but this is what I usually do just strictly on here. But I just want to see if people are up on TikTok around this time. So yeah, so usually on TikTok, I do be doing a lot of more teaching. So right now it's a little bit of both. I'm taking trades and making some bread as well as teaching. But this is just showing you the realistic side of trading. So if y'all are late to the party, it is on YouTube. So make sure to watch the playback on YouTube after the live is over. If you got any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Shout out to everybody alive. Shout out to everybody alive. Nobody should close this trade red. Nobody should close this trade red. Nobody should close this trade red. So it's better to use the 5 or 15. No. So you want to identify the trend on the bigger time frame. I know a lot of y'all, because the internet's got you fucked up, y'all think bigger means 1 hour. That's not bigger time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Bigger time frame as in the daily. Okay. Now we're not trading on the daily, but you need to identify the trend on the bigger time frame, enter on the smaller time frame. Okay, identify the trend on the bigger time frame, then enter on the smaller time frame. For example, I'm on the 5 minute right now, but did I identify the trend and make my decision based on the 5 minute? No. Now today, would this have worked? Absolutely, because we can see we're in an uptrend on 5 minute. But would it have worked right here? No, right? Because if you do that, you would have saw price break this level here. It would have went for sells here. And you would have got fucked up, right? Just like right here. You would have tried to go for sells, you would have got fucked up, right? Or a perfect example is gold yesterday, right? You would have saw this downtrend pre-New York, and you would have saw price hold this level as resistance during London's session. So you would have tried to go for sales New York Open, 8 o'clock. Look how you would have got fucked up. You see what I mean? So you still want to identify a trend in a bigger time frame. Always, 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 always. Now you want to see the full process and what rules I use to take my trades. After this live is over, take your ass to the YouTube. I drop weekly trade breakdowns. Alright, so make sure to go to the playlist and go to the trade breakdown playlist. I got a bunch of videos back to back, various buy and sell sessions from start to finish. All these trades are trades I took personally, as well as with the members and students in Playmaker University in the Signal Room. Also, make sure to check out the day trading tips playlist as well. All right. What's going on new? You say, can I look at USD/JPY? Yeah, I got you. We can take a look at it. Yeah, let's not look at it no more. All right, let's not look at this shit no more. Yeah, let's close it up. We're not trading this shit. Absolutely not. This is disgusting. We're not doing. I do not recommend touching this. Okay, this is a big ass reversal, right? This is what happened because notice usually I've been trading GJ. There's a reason why I have not touched GJ for the past 2 weeks because like what the fuck is this? Yeah, we're not touching this today, ladies and gentlemen. I do not recommend even touching this. All right, so we're gonna put it over here. We're gonna put it over here again. You want to only trade pretty charts. All right, you only want to trade charts that are attractive as hell. So what's an attractive chart? An attractive chart is a chart that's in a clean, clear uptrend or a clean, clear downtrend. If you want to win more trades and avoid all this quote unquote bad price action and the stop losses hunting and all this other shit, you're going to eliminate majority of the bullshit here on the internet if you only trade if we're in an uptrend or downtrend. I mean, literally, if we're not making clean, clear, higher highs, higher lows, or lower lows, lower highs, do not touch the chart. I'm telling you, do not touch the chart. Don't do it. It's going to be tempting, but don't do it. Yes, I wouldn't even touch that shit personally. That's also why I haven't been trading GBPJPY the past couple weeks, because that shit's disgusting. That's just disgusting, right? And I love GJ, but guess what? I'm gonna have to love her from a distance until it gets their act together because, yeah, that's disgusting. We're about to hit the next TP though, which is not disgusting, right? We like this shit. We like this shit. So again, nobody should close this trade red. We're at a nice 1 to 2 RR. Nobody should close this trade red. Nobody should close this trade red. That makes so much sense. Damn, Playmaker way for a reason. Can I enter now? Would I do it? No, because my entry's right here. Entries are important. My entry's right here. Your entry's gonna be right here. So you're gonna be late to the party, or if we don't hold this level of support, you're going to get fucked up. Right? So I thought about this earlier. So make sure to watch their playback after this live is over on here. Right? But entries are important. If you miss the setup, it's okay. There'll be another setup. Right, so I wouldn't recommend entering now because my entry is here. So I'm all the way right here, and we're all the way right here. So you know, I wouldn't recommend entering. Heard it was falling on the news. Well, yeah, London bridges definitely falling down. Definitely falling down. That's the trade. And again, look how price is reacting to this level here, right? This is why we mark off these levels. This is exactly why we enter and exit off these levels. So again, nobody should close this trade red. So at this point, there's going to be 1 or 2 things that's going to happen going into this next 5 and 15. We're either going to reject or we're going to attempt to hold this level as a support. Okay? But this is a 1 to 2. That's all you really need. Like, as long as you don't have a fucking 30% win rate, all you need is a 1 to 2 RR to be real. That's all you need. This is a good question. So you said when you entered, I noticed it hadn't quite closed and you got in. Can you explain the logic behind your decision to enter early? Okay, so I see what you're saying, so let's talk about it. You're right and wrong at the same time, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The candle I entered on didn't close, but the previous candle did close, right? So we entered off a 5-minute close. So we had the break close, and then we entered off the retest. We entered off the 350 candle, right? So remember, we want to wait for the BCR. Where the fuck is it? I guess I gotta type it again. I'm gonna type it again, y'all, because I don't know where the fuck is at. Right, you want to wait for the BCR. Break, close, retest. Retest, break. Then we got the okay, y'all. I ain't drinking no coffee. Leave me alone. There we go. Alright, we ain't being quiet on no creek, motherfucker. Alright, gotta wait for the break, close, retest. Okay? That's what we wait for. The break, close, retest. This was the break and close. This was the retest, right? So again, you want to enter buys off support levels, sells off resistance. So the whole point of the BCR is to see if price is going to turn a resistance level into support or support level into resistance. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole point of the BCR, to see if price is going to turn a resistance level into support or support level into resistance, right? That's why breakout trading fucks you up. Because let's say you saw this push to the upside, like, oh, I'm gonna go for buys. Why would you got fucked up here? It's not because the sellers took over. It's because price did not break, close, retest. It did not turn the resistance level into support. You see what I'm saying? It did not turn the resistance level into support, right? Versus here, you see how price broke, close, retested, turned this level back into support. You see what I mean? Just like right here, right? This was a resistance level, broke, close, retested, now it's a support level. You see what I mean? Yeah, so we entered on the new 5-minute. So if you're in the signal, we entered off the 350 candle. And we just hit another TP, so let me let the people know in the signal room we just hit another TP. Yeah, this thing's pushing, y'all. Again, y'all, I'm telling you, this shit's super easy. You just go with the trend. All these people are, yeah, man, so, you know, the buyers are coming in here. We got to outsmart these mythical creatures. No, motherfucker, just go with the flow of price. It's not that deep. Uptrend, buy, downtrend, sell. It's that simple. Literally, by simply only buying an uptrend, selling in a downtrend, you are going to end up winning more than you lose. It's literally statistics and math, right? That's why it be blowing me. I'm like, y'all are not real scholars. Y'all statistic warriors. Y'all ignore the most important statistic, which is what happens the majority of the time in the uptrend or downtrend. Right? We talk about stats, but why does nobody talk about these stats? Statistically speaking, if you buy only in an uptrend, are you going to win more or lose? Statistically speaking, if you sell only in a downtrend, are you going to win more than you lose? Absolutely. So why the fuck are we overcomplicating this shit? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying y'all, because y'all just, you know what I mean, just repeating what people are telling you on the internet, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck are we talking about? It's not that deep. Does that make sense though, D? Does it make sense? So yeah, break, close, retest, close in profit. That's what's up. That's what's up. So now guess what? You're done for the day. So no matter what happens, New York session doesn't matter, because we're done for the day, right? We made bread. Mission accomplished. So now you can enjoy the rest of your day, or you know, go to work or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Which subscription should I get? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? Right? If you just want to take my signals, there's the signal room. If you want to copy my signals and learn, there's one-on-one sessions. If you just want to learn everything and have trade ideas and trade analysis for life, join Planet University. It depends what you want to do. If you just want to take signal room. If you want to learn from me, you can learn from me. What you want to do? What you want to do? We ain't trading options, but you got options. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trading options, but we got options. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chats. Let's see what we got going on. You jumped in earlier too soon? What you mean by earlier too soon? You talking about with this chart? What you mean? What time did you take the trade? You talking about you took it pre-London? You took it before 3 a.m.? Right, cause Will in the chat on YouTube, he a pro at trading pre-London. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about Tokyo, so I'm talking about like literally pre-London. But I personally like to only trade like market opens, like the first 2-3 hours of market open. Right, like let me chill out. I'm going too far. I'm going too far. You said, if I may, why did you enter on the 5 instead of 15? Excellent question. So here's the thing, right? I enter on the 15 and 5 minute. Even if I'm on the 15, I'm entering the 5 minute. If I'm on the 5 minute, I'm entering on the 15. Now, what do I mean by that? So we gotta understand how these candles form, right? Every 15-minute candle has 3 5-minute candles. Every 15-minute candle has 3 5-minute candles, right? So as you watch the lives, you're going to start to pay attention and notice, especially because I'm pointing it out, right? That's just how the brain works. That's why you hear me say all the time, let's see how this next 5 pops up. Let's see how this next 15 pops up. Because I'm always entering off a 5-minute or 15-minute close, but you have to understand a 5-minute close, depending on what time it is, could be a 15-minute close and 15-minute open as well. A 15-minute open could also be a 5-minute open and 5-minute close, right? Because there's 3 5 minutes in the 15-minute candle. You see what I mean? So on the 15, it did a retest. But I went to the 5 minutes so you can see the retest a lot clearer, right? Because that's why you was probably a little bit confused, like you didn't wait for it to close, but it did close because I entered off the new 5 minute. You see what I mean? This is the 350 candle. I entered off the 350 candle, but also on the 15, we can see it retested. You see what I mean? So I can see what's happening on the 5 minute, even if I'm on the 15. But I just say 5 or 15 because, you know, like I'm trying to, you know, I can't make y'all go completely cold turkey. You know what I mean? Because, you know, when I tell people bigger time frame, and when I tell them a bigger time frame, people look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to ease y'all over to this side. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really use the 5 minute that much. I usually use the 15, but you know, like I said, I'm trying to ease y'all over here. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people are being taught to go on a 1 minute and 30-second chart and all that shit. But yeah, so that's why I do that, because I can see what's happening in the 5 minute even if I'm on the 15. Good question though. Like an hour ago, yeah. So I recommend only trading market open, right? So for example, London session starts at 3 a.m. Right? London session starts at 3 a.m. EST. So I am not going to trade until it's 3 a.m. So let's say it's 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I'm going to wait till 3 a.m. Okay? Let's say New York session. So believe it or not, New York session does not start at 9:30. It starts at 8 a.m. The stock exchange just opens at 9:30. So let's say it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I am not going to take a trade until 8 a.m. You see what I'm saying? That's just how I like to go about it, right? Because when the market open happens, that's when a lot of volume is going to kick in. So as you can see, this was 3:30. This was 3 o'clock, right? So if you entered an hour ago, also, I mean, it depends where you entered at, because you could have entered off this 2 o'clock, 2:15 retest, but you said an hour ago, so I'd have to know what your entry SLTP was. So you want to tell me what your entry SLTP was, we can talk about it as well. So again, pay attention to how price is reacting to this level. So while everybody else is like, oh my God, price is rejected, what's happening? We already had this level marked off, and I've been telling y'all before we even hit this level to pay attention to what's about to take place. You see what I mean? But if you want to talk, you want to give me more information, we can break it down some more. Why is this on the Trader Guy platform? I don't know who that is. That somebody's actual name, Trader Guy? Or are you calling me the Trader Guy? I don't know. Is that somebody's name? Is that somebody really named this Trader Guy? I mean, no disrespect, but I'm just asking. Is that somebody's name, or are you calling me the Trader Guy? Again, y'all, new 15 just popped up. I told y'all what was going to be anticipating happening. Nobody should close this trade red. Nobody should close this trade red. How many lot size depends on market structure. Your lot size, your contract size, that should all be based on market structure. Lot size, contract size, that's all based on market structure. That's all based on your stop loss is based on how much you want to risk per trade. That's why you got to have a trading plan. You can't put the same lot size for every trade. You can't put the same amount of contracts for every trade. And everybody's account sizes are different. I'm on the 15 right now, yo. This the 15. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at your charts, drop in the chat. But yeah, I'm chilling. I have my SL on profit on this, but I might close this in a little bit. But yeah, we're good for the day. Still gonna be on New York session for the members, but like I said, like all you need is one win a day. All you need is one win a day. Alright, y'all, so I'm about to end the TikTok live. So again, we'll be live on YouTube for a little bit longer. So just go to the YouTube in the bio. Just go to the YouTube in the bio. Interesting amount of people that was actually on TikTok this morning. I didn't even share the link out. Interesting. I might double stream on TikTok when I'm live in London, but folks definitely sleeping on my side. Alright, y'all, pretty smooth setup. Y'all late to the party, definitely rewatch the live because y'all saw a good example of the BCR. You saw a good example of good trading psychology and discipline. Price was taking off without us, and you heard what I said, you heard how I sounded, and you also see what happened. Again, y'all, just stick to the game plan. That's all you gotta do, just stick to the game plan. stay on to the gold hit. Man, you try to put me to work, man. I might keep it all, but I ain't gonna lie. If this shit will hit in the next 30 minutes, so I might be live still, but I'm beating the motherfucking bed. I ain't gonna cap. You said you want to look at Bitcoin? I got you. Just for you. I got you. So we got Bitcoin. Now, if it looks funky, we're gonna have some beef, but we're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look. Let's see what the fuck Bitcoin got going on. Let's see what we got going on. So that's a big ass. So there's a reversal going on. So I wouldn't touch this. Now I wouldn't look for sells on this necessarily, but again, like it's just not a clean market structure. Like I said, when I say I'm picky with my setups, I'm so serious. Like I'm super picky with my setups. Like we was in a downtrend. We're in the middle of a reversal right now. I don't like this at all, to be honest. I wouldn't trade it personally. Now, if you're talking about long-term investment wise, we can talk about that as well. But as far as day trading, I wouldn't touch it. Long-term investing, we're a little bit of a downtrend, so it would have been a good DCA, almost said DCR. Would have been a good DCA last month, July, because we just hit the strong support resistance level right here. So depending on if we break past 59,150 or not, the downtrend could continue. But as far as day trading, I wouldn't. What the fuck going on? My bad, y'all. My screen just. Hold on a second. I don't think y'all just saw what just happened on my end. Hold on a second. What the fuck just happened? I don't know, my bad, y'all. Anyways, yeah, so I wouldn't really touch it day trading wise. So we had a nice TP3 right here. No problem. Right now, I did the same thing on the Forex and future side. Y'all was here. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? There was a point where we wasn't trading gold, right? I remember this was like 2 weeks ago. We wasn't trading gold. Same thing. When we had this reversal take place, I did not touch gold until we had a clear higher low, higher high, right? So when this took place, the same thing on gold. I didn't trade it at all. You know what I mean? And that's also why I'm not having trading GJ, right? You notice I've been talking about GJ for the past 2 weeks, and that's the same reason. I mean, it just cleaned itself up. It had just did this shit. Hold on. Yeah, it literally just did this London Open. Cause I looked at this last night. It was not doing this shit. So now, I'm kind of curious to see if USDJPY clears act up. I don't think it did though. Yeah, USDJPY is not doing what GJ is doing right now. But that's why I've been trusting GJ because same thing, right? We had this big ass reversal. Failed to make a lower low. Then the ultra came into play, but then we had last week prices dead as hell until Friday. Then we had a big ass reversal take place on yesterday. But why is it pushing back up? And they literally just did this off the London Open. Like they literally just did this push off the London Open. Because I was looking at this last night, but it just fixed itself up, right? But same thing, right? It goes back to the playbook. Higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high. Get the fuck out of here. Just a higher high right here, boom. Just a higher low right here, bro. Like when I tell y'all this shit works on every chart, I am not making this shit up. We go back to the uptrend, right? We have to what? Respect the support level the higher low is resting on. As you can see, we still respected the support level the higher low is resting on. That's why price just shot up and made a new higher high, right? And then we go to the London session. That thing, that was even London session. That was Damn, that did that literally. I swear I looked at this last night. Maybe I didn't look at it last night. Or maybe I looked at it literally when Marcus reopened last night. Because it looked like he did that shit all night. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We still are making money off GU. So we're still making money, so. But we'll probably look at GJ tomorrow now that it's back making some clean market structure. So now what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, to see is if we can hold this level as support right here. We're looking to see if we can hold this level as support right here. Yeah, gold napping. It's probably going to do this till New York session. So I'm about to take my ass to bed, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. Like always, you don't take a trade between now and 6 a.m. Highly recommend just waiting for 8 o'clock, 9:30 New York open. And yeah, that's probably what Gold's probably not going to do anything or wake up till 6, 7 a.m. So I'm just going to let it do its thing for right now. Y'all already know what to do, y'all. If you want to learn how to trade like me, identify my levels, or just copy my signals, y'all know what to do. Click the links in the description. We got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. And we should be live later on TikTok. We'll see, though. I'll let y'all know. Peace, we out. Peace, we out.